welcome back. Today we're going to talk about advanced angles, and as always we're going to start off with saying pictures are our friend. Pictures are something that's really going to help us learn this concept and put it into motion. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to look at this first postulate, the angle addition postulate, and if you know the segment addition postulate, this is really not going to be too much of a stretch here. So if S is in the interior of angle PQR, what I'm going to draw here is angle PQR, and S is going to be on the interior. And when I form this angle, it's going to take a couple of things into account. I've got, and this should be PQS, and this should be SQR, PQR. I'm going to label these a couple of things. I'm going to call PQS angle 1. And I'm going to call SQR angle 2. And if you think about what this means, that means that the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is equal to the measure of angle PQR. That little piece plus the little piece equals the big piece. Well, that makes sense to us because that's something that's really like fundamental. A little piece plus a little piece equals the sum of the two. And so if I went ahead and put numbers with this, like I said, this was 10 and this was 20, we could say the measure of angle 1 is 10 degrees, measure of angle 2 is 20 degrees, and so the measure of the whole thing would be 30 degrees. Not too surprising there. The trick is going to be drawing that picture correctly. Let's practice that in example 3. In example 3 it says the measure of ABD is 37, the measure of ABC is 84, find the measure of DBC. We need to see how all these things fit together. Well, if we're truly going to be using the angle addition postulate, let's think about this for a second. If I draw one angle here, and I call it A, B, D. Notice what happens here. I've used this piece of information now. And if ABC is 84 and this one is 37, well, ABC is going to be linked to this one in that ABC is going to be the big angle. And if I consider this, that the whole thing is 84, I can label this in a way that's going to help me find out this missing angle. I'm going to call this over here X because I don't know what it is. And let's set up an equation. That's the key to this, setting up the equation. 37 degrees plus X degrees is equal to 84 degrees. I use the colors to denote this. Well, this becomes just a simple algebra problem. I'll subtract 37 from both sides, and I get X is equal to 47 degrees. So this now becomes 47 degrees. That's as simple as it is. Angle addition postulate. One piece plus one piece equals the whole thing. See if you can try this one in yellow on your own. An angle bisector. Not surprisingly, an angle bisector then is something that cuts it in half. Remember, bicycle, two pieces, two wheels. It's a ray that divides an angle into two congruent angles. So if I call this angle A, B, C, and I put D out here, we can say that BD is an angle bisector. And of course I need to make sure I label BD, right? And I'm going to know that it's an angle bisector by using these arc marks. Okay, so this is called an arc mark. It's like a tick mark. It denotes congruence. And so if I have one arc mark, that means that all the angles with one arc mark are the same. We try to make it easy on ourselves. Okay? So let's look at this example A here. BD bisects ABC. Once again, draw that picture. I'm going to put A, B, C, noting of course that B is that vertex there, right? And so ABC is bisected by, and when it's bisected by BD, that gives us two angles now. And those two angles have labels. ABD is 6x plus 3, and DBC is 8x minus 7. Well, notice, bisects. That means that the two halves are congruent. Well, like we did when we had the segment addition postulate, the angle addition postulate is the same kind of thing. If we see that bisects, that means that each half is equal. And so I'm going to set up an algebraic equation that says 6x plus 3 equals 8x minus 7, because those are the two angles that are congruent. And when I do a little bit of algebra here, I'm going to subtract 6x from this side. And so I've got 3 equals 2x minus 7. I'll add 7 to this side, add 7 to the other side. 10 equals 2x, so x equals 5. I'm not done yet because I really want ABD. Well, ABD is this smaller angle over here, so the measure of angle ABD equals 6x plus 3, which is 6 times 5 plus 3, which is 33 degrees. That's the gist of this. A lot like that angle addition postulate, or that segment addition postulate, right? The next two, I want you to try on your own. All right, the next two you're going to try on your own using the fact that if it bisects it, it cuts it in half. So the two halves are going to be equal, and together those two halves make the whole angle. All right, try those, and we'll see you next time.